Gaming and tech news this week. Nintendo has thrown a little bit of a curveball for pre-orders on the Switch 2. That the information was available technically last week, but I hadn't found it at that point, so I apologize. We're going to break into that. Plus, you know, tariffs are affecting things. Marvel Rivals is also in the news for dropping a frosty new hero, plus a pretty massive promise for future content that we have to discuss. Plus, DaVinci Resolve just dropped version 20, which is massive and could finally be the wake-up call to Adobe that all of us content creators have been waiting for. Welcome once again, nerds, to the Clips channel. This is a smaller portion of a much larger video called The Week in Nerddom that happens over on the main channel. This portion is specifically the gaming and tech portion, where we're going to be talking about brand new things in the world of gaming and tech. So like new computer things. We don't really get too deep into that. I feel like the guys over at Linus and Gamers Nexus and such cover that fairly well. So we'll get the broad strokes there. We'll get in a little bit more deeply in the gaming side of things, so new announcements, DLCs, etc. And then, you know, we're going to suggest some things for you to try out between now and next time you come back. So thank you for joining me. Let's get into the news. So, gaming and tech this week, we do have some follow-ups. Quite a large follow-up, as it were. What a difference a week can make. Honestly, what a difference literally just a couple of days can make, or even a single day. Because when I recorded last week's episode, I know it didn't go up until way late, and I do apologize about that, but sometimes these things cannot be avoided. However, the day after I recorded, so a couple of days while I was still trying to get the edit done, the day after I recorded is when the tariffs went up and Nintendo put a hold on reservations for the console in the States. So as of recording right now, those tariffs, I'm pretty sure, are still in place, which means that the hold is still in place. The thing to keep in mind is this does not, at least for the moment, this does not affect the release date of the console, which is still June 5th. So that is still happening. There are a couple of other things that Nintendo is doing that, honestly, I probably could have put in last week's video, but I just didn't know where the information was to be found. So I have found the information, so I'm going to be relaying it to you. So, not just anyone, once tariffs are, well, whatever, the pre-orders are live in the States and everywhere else in the world where they're live currently, not just anyone can pre-order a console. There are stipulations for pre-ordering a Nintendo Switch 2. So, the Nintendo Switch 2, there's 3, I believe, stipulations. One is you must be 18 years old or older and have an active Switch Live account that is 12 months old at least. And in the past 12 months of your account status, you must have 50 hours of gameplay. And then the other thing is you have to register it through certain retailers. You can either do it digitally through Nintendo's website or go to registered retailers such as Walmart, Amazon, GameStop, Target, etc. So, why the hell are they doing this? This is an attempt, though I don't know how successful it's going to be, only time will tell that, but this is an attempt at stopping scalpers. So probably for the first little while, we are looking at, I can't imagine it's going to be as long as the last launch, as the launch of the Switch 1, but we are going to be looking at hardware shortages. This is going to be a very in-demand console, and that's just the nature of the beast anymore. So, in order to curtail that and also stop people from ordering multiple consoles and then selling them at exorbitant markups, they have put these restrictions on it. So I commend them for at least trying to keep the price down, keep it at MSRP. But then there's the MSRP of $450 or $500 if you want to roll in, what is it, Mario Kart World. Then that's going to add another $50. There is a little bit of a correction here though as well, in that the $90 price tag was a miscommunication. Somebody's reading different pre-sale number in a different country that was 90, whatever the local dollars are there. and not stateside. So US, the cap on the price for Nintendo Switch 2 games seems to be right about $80. So $79.99 is where they're going to be capping. And it sounds like only some of their games are going to be quite that expensive, though the vast majority are still going to be $69.99. So $70 is still no cup of tea either. So it is a lot. And again, hopefully this does curtail the scalper situation, but we'll see as it goes, and we'll be keeping tabs. So let's move on. We do have a new trailer, actually kind of two trailers to talk about. They're both about the Marvel Rivals game, and they're both about Emma Frost. And there's a little bit more besides just the trailers to talk about Marvel Rivals 2. So we'll get to the trailers first. I'm super stoked to try and play Emma Frost. She's coming out in the next couple of days. I believe Friday or Saturday is when they roll out new heroes. Go watch the new trailers, because it's like, I had no inclination to play as the White Queen until I watched her gameplay and saw like her abilities, and it's like, oh, that's cool. It looks like, and I only watched the trailer just the once, but it looks like, or the one that shows the gameplay anyway, you can like control players that are close, like you call them towards you from the other team. So if you're between a gap, very specifically this happens in the trailer, if there's a gap between you and the other players, they can't help but come towards you. They're going to die, they're going to fall to their deaths down that gap. And that's a pretty awesome. And then she's got range abilities, and like she just looks super freaking versatile. And the other thing here, besides just the release of Emma Frost, is once Emma Frost has released this season, at the very least for the remainder of this season, we are going to be getting a new hero every month. So one new playable character in Marvel Rivals for the foreseeable future. I don't know how long their seasons generally last, but it's going to last at least that long. And then they didn't give a time frame for how long, because obviously this is not going to be perpetual. They're not going to do this forever, but like there's a lot of Marvel characters, man. So this could go for a while, assuming that it maintains its popularity. Yeah, this could be legitimately an interesting year, even like 12 new characters, 12 new playable characters in Marvel Rivals. That's kind of dope, not gonna lie. That's what we got for trailers. Let's move into some regular ass news. First up is some tech news, and that is DaVinci Resolve has just dropped their version 20. I love how everybody keeps just calling it V20, like the V stands for something, and it's shorthand. Version 20 for DaVinci Resolve has rolled out a lot. I mean, we're not going to get into the exact detailed breakdown of everything that rolled out, because that was like a 2-hour presentation from DaVinci, right? From Blackmagic Design, I guess is the name of the company. But like there's a lot of AI things. There's a lot of tools in here that are very practical for content creators. So if you don't do in the YouTube space, you just create for somebody else, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here that's going to help you. But also, very specifically, there's quite a bit in here that is for content creators in the YouTube space. Not the least of which is the new subtitle option, where it animates your subtitles for you, because there used to be an extension there, I'm sure there still is, an extension for DaVinci Resolve up until this point that would do that, but it was a little cumbersome. Over in the Adobe side of things, like you have to legitimately animate each individual word. So anyone who does that in Premiere, I commend you, because that is the most tedious nonsense. That's why whenever you see subtitles on any of my videos, especially in the shorts, like they come up as groups of text, because I am not individually animating each word. Good Lord, that is going to take me way more time than I'm going to allot for a short. So yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. Honestly, we as a community have been waiting for this since the ability to edit with text has been a thing, which for DaVinci hasn't been super long. I think it was 18.5 was when they rolled that out. But on the Adobe side of things, like that's been a few years. So thank you very much, Blackmagic Designs. Also, something to keep in mind is DaVinci Resolve to an extent is free. Like obviously none of the AI stuff is going to be on the free portion of the software, but the free portion of the software got a bit of an update as well. So it's super powerful, free, and the $300 payment that you have to make to get the studio version is a one-time payment. So this, I think, is going to be the thing that like really kicks Adobe in the ass, and just like, we are not happy with the pay scheme of doing a yearly payment in order to access software that we should only have to pay once for. Like if I want the upgrade, I'll give you a couple bucks for the upgrade, but like, you don't have to force it down my throat for 50 bucks a month. Anyway, I'm gonna go off a tangent if we just leave that up. So DaVinci Resolve doing super awesome things in the community. Thank you very much, people over at Blackmagic Design. And then our other piece of regular ass news is Marathon. So the new Bungie game that is launching soon had a teaser leak. Was kind of released in this weird like viral marketing situation that is doing a lot of really awesome things. They're over on X just like doing super cryptic stuff that is marketing for this game. And then we finally know that we're going to be getting a proper trailer, so we'll be talking about this next week. We will be getting a proper trailer this weekend. So Saturday they will be launching a proper gameplay trailer for Marathon. I guess this probably could have gone in follow-ups, but I felt like that was kind of huge. Anyway, yeah, Marathon, April 12th is when they're dropping some gameplay footage. That is what we have for regular ass news and gaming and tech. So let's talk about our suggestion for the week. Mortal Kombat 1. It's a little bit of a cop-out, I realize, but I gotta be honest with you guys. Every time the episode, an episode runs a little late, it's not 100%, it's usually not even the majority of the reason why, but there's at least a little bit of a reason why the episode is late is tied to the fact that I just can't stop playing Mortal Kombat 1. It's so addicting. And T-1000 is legitimately infuriating because like he is another character that just is protected by his buttons, just is way too OP, and the potential future for this game right now being in such limbo just really makes me want to maximize my time with it as much as I can, because I don't know what tomorrow holds. So that's why I'm suggesting it to you, because if you haven't got in on it, it's like 65% off right now. If you go get it, you can get it for 20 bucks for the entire bundle. Just have some fun beating the crap out of your friends. I mean, I've already gotten 3 people at work at the day job to get it in the last week, so the last 2 weeks rather. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Go have some fun with your homies. That is your suggestion for the week, Mortal Kombat 1. Merch time for sales. All right, so we are doing a merch push. It is now April, and that means we are gearing up for our first special shirt design. It's going to be more than just a t-shirt. I'm going to actually probably put it on stickers and a bunch of other things. So here is your big design. It should be up on screen right now. For those of you that are listening only, I apologize that you can't see it, but go check out the YouTube or the Rumble, whichever way you want to go, because the show goes up on both. You can go do that, and the shirt design is not live yet. It will be live by the beginning of next week. So by Monday, what is that, the 15th, I believe? By this coming Monday, the design will be live. I think I'm gonna do it for 2 weeks. So we will have 2 weeks for this exclusive shirt design, straight from Generally Nerdy, that's me, and this is the best way to help support the channel. Buy the merch, support the show, tell everybody that you get your news, your entertainment and nerdy type news from this place, and that is the best thing you can do. You know, subscribing and all that stuff is great as well, but like actual monetary support is very welcome, because I would like to not have to work a day job as well as doing this, because that's like 80 hours a week of work and it gets a little maddening. But I do it because I love it, and I love and educating and entertaining and doing all this stuff. So go check out the merch store. The link is down in the description. Still don't have a proper URL for it just yet, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I need to get the couple bucks it's gonna cost in order to maintain that, and then we'll be there. But either way, merch link down in the description. You can see the shirt design here. It will be live come Monday, so be prepared. And yeah, super excited to offer some exclusive merch to the viewers, and I guess we're getting back into the show now, so merch, show. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.